let the function f be defined here, and g of x is equal to f inverse, so g and f are inverses of each other for all x, and the point 0, 1 is on the graph of f, so it's on this graph right here. What is the value of g prime at 1? So if the point 0, 1 is on f, then that means that f at 0 is equal to 1. The input for f gives an output of 1. The input of 0 into the f rule gives you an output of 1. And since f and g are inverses of each other, that means that g at 1 is equal to 0. You just switch the x and the y. Now, one thing that we haven't really talked about in class, but is true and comes up only occasionally, is that the slopes of inverse functions, like f and g in this case, are multiplicative inverses. Of each other. So if you're talking about parallel lines, you know that parallel lines have the same slope. If you're talking about perpendicular lines, you know that perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. Well, the slopes of inverse functions have multiplicative inverses, which means that they just have reciprocal slopes. So let's find the slope at this point of f of x, and to find that slope we're going to take the derivative. So the derivative of this is going to be 2 plus e to the x, and then let's evaluate that slope at this point 0, 1. So if we do that, then we're going to have 2 plus e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1 because e is a number. Any number except 0 to the 0 power is 1. So f prime is equal to 3. That means if we're talking about g prime, and remember for g the x and the y switch places, so g at 1 is equal to 0, and if we're going to find g prime at this point, at this x value of 1, then it's going to have the reciprocal of that inverse function. So it's going to be 1/3. Kind of hard to talk through, but if it's something that you can remember, it's really easy to find the answer for that.